Hello and good evening everyone, and welcome to the first round of the first ever Formula ROBLOX Division 3 race. And tonight we will be racing in the American Cup Series, which is one of the three continental championships within Formula ROBLOX, within Division 3 of Formula ROBLOX. As we are going to get underway for the very first qualifying session of Division 3 in just a moment time. So, new season, new division. As qualifying is going to get underway in just a few moments. Let me talk you through what this new series is all about, because we didn't have it in Season 1. It is something that has only been added just now for this season. So, what is this new season all about? So, after a lot of growth in Formula ROBLOX in the league last season, we needed more championships because there were a lot of reserve drivers waiting in the wings to get their shot at driving in the league. Well, that shot has been given by a new division, Division 3, that consists of not one, not two, but 3 championships. Every championship is based around a certain continent, a certain part of the world. We have right now the American series, which are based on North and South America. Then tomorrow morning we will have the Asian Cup, which is based around Asia. So if you are from Asia and you have been struggling to make the races in the afternoon for us Europeans, then there's the Asian Cup that people could join. And then finally there is the European Cup, which is going to be tomorrow in the evening as well. Maybe a little bit strange for some people because European Cup is on the same time, actually 1 hour earlier than this on Sunday. But the reason for that is because, because discussions, real life F1 getting in the way with not wanting to have the race at the same time as Division 1. And of course to avoid dinner times, as pretty sure most Europeans have dinner around 6 o'clock in their local time in their respective countries. So that's why we settled on having the race at 7 o'clock in the evening for the European Cup, and the same for in British summertime, or when daylight saving time ends, it will be in GMT. And the same will be for the American Cup, except that it is on Saturdays. So right now qualifying has started. We're now looking with one Nico Biko in the OHR Zephyr car. I'm pretty sure that team is not called that. He's actually supposed to be driving a different car, I'm pretty sure. Neither. So is his teammate. So there's... Okay, so a little bit of a miscommunication with the livery choice. I thought they were going with a different livery, but it's the green livery it is. I thought they were going to be driving a little bit of a different livery. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the timing sheet right now. We've had a Division 2 earlier today, and let's have a quick look what the pull time of Division 2 actually is. So let me look up the poll time for Division 2 earlier today. The poll time in Division 2 wasn't 1036 by 7123456. And right now there is the missing link on provisional pole right now in the pink car. And you can probably guess which what that team is called they're driving in. Yes, it is. It is another Hartman Colt racing team. This time the American version of the Hartman Colt racing team. And in the American branch of the Hartman Colt team, we've got the missing link, who is right now on provisional pole, and Messi CR10, who finds himself in P6 for the time being. Okay, anyway, let's have a look at who else we've got on the grid in the American Cup. So, in provisional pole, we've got the missing link as Messi, his teammate, has just gone up into second. Which would be great for the Hartman Colt teams. Of course, Messi is a familiar name, not just within this league, but also within the Hartman Colt team. Messi, of course, having last season spent racing in Division 2, just missed out on staying in Division 2, wasn't quite able to qualify for Division 2 for this season. I believe he only did a time at one track in pre-qualifying out of the 2 tracks, so that's the reason why he only managed to qualify for Division 3. But yeah, actually, Sokoblet is now in second place. We saw him race earlier today as a reserve driver in the Division 2 series. Good to have him back also as well for the American Cup. We've got a fair amount of drivers in here. 11 out of 14, not too shabby, I must say. Hopefully a few more drivers will come. I'm not sure if any drivers notified us of their absences in advance of the race again. Just like Division 2, like in every championship, if you cannot show up to a race, you have to let us know in advance. Because this is the way how we make sure to check. This is the way how we crack down on inactive drivers, basically. So if one driver happens to not show up to a bunch of races, or actually it only has to be 2 races without saying anything, then we assume that you're inactive, and then you get removed and a new driver will come in. So we've got about 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Let's have a look further down the order. We've got Artis in the Green Life for the Green Life team in 4th place. Let me get the team sheets as well ready as well, so I can have a few peeks. Artis, one of the new drivers in here. Remu Canava is in 5th place, also 6/10 of the pace, and very close to Artis. Let's actually have a brief look on board with him. So the teammate of Ragnava is Sukablet, who is in 2nd place right now. So I can already see a rivalry forming, a potential rivalry between the pink Hartman Colt Racing guys and the Faricia Swift Avanti GP outfit. The Swift Avanti GP. Yes, I got to remember all those new team names we've got for this season. Actually, let me remember that actually jumps up into 4th place, very close to Messi. Actually, he's quite close at the top. I've got let's have a brief look at Janky's Champs, who hasn't whose team hasn't actually picked a livery yet, so that's why they are in the default car for now. They have to submit a livery tomorrow though, or submit a choice of livery. So it's not really, you're not really supposed to drive with the default livery, of course, unless you picked it as your team livery, which one team in another division has, or in another championship I should say. But for this time we will allow it. And then we've got Laf G in 9th place, also a familiar face from last season, driving for the Faricia team. Actually the only driver from the Faricia team who's present right now. His teammate Yo-Yu missing, unfortunately. Then in 8th place we've got Dustin MCA driving for the Racing Star outfit, whose teammate is also not here right now. Teammate Fitin Hoalvi, I don't know how to exactly say that name. But there's under minutes on the clock. Qualifying is going down to the wire. I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg with a pretty respectable 104.5 actually, with the missing link just behind. Actually, now I'm looking at it, Zuckerberg actually just took pole position away from the missing link. So the missing link having some work to do. He's going to get to the line in time to start another lap, but is he going to snatch pole position? No, he isn't, but he has one more lap to do so, and let's watch on board with him as he tries to snatch pole position. So good turn 1, a little bit conservative perhaps, hitting all the apexes, missing the apex of turn 4, turn 3, but the rest of the section is looking solid so far, and he's still on for a potential pole position, I reckon. Meanwhile, Regnava is finished. He remains in 4th place. Shadow ROBLOX stays in 6th place, has also crossed the line. Yankees Champs has crossed the line. Laf G has unfortunately disconnected, though, of course. He said he had to go after qualifying, which is a shame, but he told us it's his birthday, so happy birthday to Laf G, and unfortunate that he can't be with us for the race. Anyway, we are now watching the missing link as he attempts to take away pole position. Ooh, that's a corner cut right there, and surely that is his run over. And that means Zuckerberg is very likely going to get pole position, but Messi CR is right there overtaking his teammate. He could perhaps have a shot at pole position. Just within, oh, he got a slow down, and that is his session over. And that's qualifying sorted, done and dusted. It's Zuckerberg who takes pole position in the American Cup with the missing link right behind him, and Messi CR also not too far behind in 3rd place. Very much looking forward to the race, and very curious to see who is going to come out on top. So once again, just like the Division 2 race early today, for the familiar people who are used to a delayed start, actually they may be not too familiar with that practice, but oh, wait a minute, link is glitched. Link is glitched. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. So I think we're going to upload the start now, because someone has unfortunately been glitched. Okay, so we're going to do a Season 1 style start where everyone will be asked to line up in the right spots. So when lights go out, we actually are not going to go racing just yet. I hope everyone on the grid gets the memo. Looks like everyone does, so everyone right now, which may be a bit funny seeing one guy seems to not get a memo. Yes, it's often when of course a bunch of new people, so actually I'm not that surprised that there's one guy who did not really get the memo, but that is fine, it's pretty standard. It also happened a couple of times last season where one guy would just fly off into the distance. But anyway, now everyone should be rearranging back to the grids. Hope everyone's ready now. Okay, and it's lights out and away we go for the race. And Missing Link shooting off in the league with Zuckerblad just a little bit behind. Very close between those guys, straight away off the line. Zuckerblad, Missing Link getting away with the lead with Zuckerblad slowing in behind, and Messi with a pretty poor start from third place, I believe. Not sure what happened to him there, but Anthony is running wide. But yes, very clean start. Everyone has gone off the line pretty well, except for Yankees, who unfortunately has decided to go AFK. Very unfortunate, but this is not the opportune time to go AFK when the race goes on. So we've got actually a lot for riches in this series, funnily enough. The other series usually have only one team or 0 teams to have a Faricha on the grid, but this series I think 4 teams have a Faricha, are using the Faricha. 3 are, well, still a fair amount. You can see 2 out of 3 teams scrapping away at the front with the Missing Link actually having a breakaway right now with Roman Kamuva and Zuckerblad driving for the Faricha, no, the Swift Avanti team. I'm sorry for the Avanti team outfit. In 2nd and 4th right now, and then we've got Artis in the green Life team car. In 4th place now, scrapping away, trying to take over 2nd place after one of the white cars, the Swift cars, went white. Then there's Messi CR not too far behind in 5th place, also looking to gain a few positions in case one of those guys ahead who are really close together. Look at those 3 guys. They're going through each other. That's how close they are. They're not that close on their screens probably, but from our perspective, this is really close stuff between the 3 drivers. They seem to be really, really evenly matched. And we've got behind Messi, who seems to really want in on the action, as he's now putting a lot of pressure on Artis, who seems to have dropped back from that battle a little bit. Then we've got Messi, who has gained a few spots. He's now finds himself up into 3rd place, wanting to make a Hartman Colt 1-2 out of it. Well, I'm pretty sure that the Swift Avanti guys will not be too keen on that, so they are going to defend their double podium with all their power. And there's also Artis just behind, who wants to recover from losing a few spots last lap. But yeah, very close stuff right now for 2nd place in this race. We've got a 3-way scrap, 4-way scrap if you count Artis in, who seems to be dropping back a little bit, who's actually starting to perhaps come a little bit under pressure from Shadow ROBLOXian in 6th place. Then a little bit further back we've got Shadow's teammate Anthony in 7th place, driving for the Blue Line Motorsport team. And then there's the second car of the Green Life team, Nico in 8th, who ran very wide out of the final corner, not too shabby, and which allows Dustin to really catch up in the racing racing star team. While the Missing Link is stretching his lead right now, he's not too far ahead, only 2.5 seconds, which means 1 or 2 mistakes can see the guys behind closing in. Then there's the hungry pack of wolves chasing the Hartman Colt car, with Remo Canova having a small breakaway from Zuckerblad behind, and with Messi not too far behind either. What happened to Artis? He really dropped the down. I think I saw him lose a couple of spots a bit earlier, but he really dropped down the Ollie quite fast. He was fighting for second 2 laps ago, but now he finds himself in a battle, having to defend for his 6th place. And we're very close stuff between Nico and Anthony. Anthony getting trying to get past the Green Leaf car. Green Life car, I'm sorry, I keep messing up the name. It's not going to be the last time I'm going to be messing up names or anything like that. But anyway, we have a pretty interesting battle at the back. I'm not sure what happened to a couple of other guys because I sworn there were a little more people during qualifying. But anyway, we've still got 9 cars really running. We've got a 10th car if we count Yankees, who unfortunately had to go AFK right when the race started. I hate ROBLOX filters.
What are you trying to say?
Well, that he shouldn't sign up if he wants to race during class, because that's a bad idea. But yeah, back to the race. With actually Missing Link made a mistake, didn't he? Because Remo Canova is now just over second behind, as he himself is running wide, coming out of the XS section. But yeah, it seems like that's Yankees about to be lapped. Meanwhile, let's have a look on board with Remo Canova as he is chasing down Yankees for the lead of the race. I mean, the Missing Link for the lead of the race. Getting a bit distracted by the lap car that's sitting in between those 2 drivers. But it seems like Remo Canova is slightly getting compromised by the lap car. It's certainly not helping him, it seems like. Getting in the way right through the dirty air section. There's no blue flags because there's not too much of a need. They can be a little of a burden, I guess, lap cars, but not that much of a burden, not enough to warrant blue flags. But seems like Yankee's getting in the way of Remo Canerva a little bit. But yeah, now he seems to have gotten past finally. Pretty much, yes. He got past, okay. Okay, so now what Canerva can do is, or what he should do actually, is put his hat down. I'm pretty sure what he will do is put his hat down and focus on that pink car ahead of him. Meanwhile, let's have a look further down the order. Sukerblet's actually not too far behind either. He could maybe be putting some pressure on his teammate, telling him to hurry up and catch up to the Hartman Colt driver. Then we've got Messi, who is going a bit wide. The chicane taking that column a bit deeper seems to have sorted it out quite well, corrected himself quite well. He sits pretty in 4th place with quite a 5-second margin to 5th place. Who is Artis, who seems to have a little bit of a lead over us. Artis, I think, may have just made a mistake because Shadow's now closing in. And we might see a battle unfold here between Artis and Shadow for 5th place in this race, as unfortunately Anthony Spro has retired from the race. Did not catch what happened to him, why he suddenly left. But it's unfortunate because that means he's not going to get any points from this round, but who may be getting points is the guy who we are watching right now, Anthony's teammate Shadow, who is trying to chase down 5th place to grab a couple of extra points, but he's running wide, which unfortunately does cost him a little bit of time, so it looks like he is now out of range of Artis for the time being. Then a little further behind we've got Dustin, who goes very deep into both turns 2 and 3. Not really optimal lines, I should say, but should still be good to go. Okay, meanwhile we are 10 laps into the race. I think we are only a few laps away from the 2-stop pit window, if anyone is planning on doing that, because...
Well, Messi pitted.
Who has pitted?
Messi.
Okay, he has pitted. Oh, he is in the pits right now. That's very early, even for 2-stop strategy, because you would ideally want to pit at the end of lap 12, but he's coming in now, taking it very slow to make sure that he hits his pit lane. There's also, I see... blue car coming into pits. That's Shadow also coming into the pits to serve his pit stop. Assume one first of 2 pit stops because this is very early, way too early, even for what we saw in Division 2 earlier today. To be able to do a 1-stop if you pit this early. So those 2 guys are definitely on the 2-stop.
It could be an interesting strategy because he would gain time on the car in front, hoping for a slipstream for the rest of the stint.
Yes, I think we saw glimpses in Division 2 of how much faster it is to be in fresher tires compared to stretching a stint. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if the 2-stop would be quite viable in this race. I'm very curious to see how many people are going to try out the 2-stop. Meanwhile, the missing link has him to have pulled the gap again. He has about a 3.2 second advantage over Mukanerva in second place.
2 people in the pits now.
Okay, those are Dustin and Nico in the pits, who are also making their only pit stop. We see Shadow come past, who already did make a pit stop, quite far ahead actually. Shadow, he was, I'm pretty sure, quite a few seconds up the road, but it really seems that the undercut has boosted him even further. But Dustin once again going very deep into some of the corners in the S section. I don't think those are the ideal lines, Dustin. Anyway, now he might be under pressure from Nico, who is just a little bit further behind. Meanwhile, you have to keep an eye on who. Speaking of people pitting, there's Yankees into the pits. Also going for a 2-stop, it seems, although he is 8 laps down on the rest of the field due to him being AFK early. Anyway, it's going to be very interesting to see if any of the front running guys are going to attempt a 2-stop or are going to play safe and do a 1-stop, which seems to be overall the safe strategy in most people's minds, at least. Link is carrying on. Let's see if any of the guys behind are going to consider a 2-stop after Ma. Has anyone else? Yes, there's Artis in the pits right now. Yankees is going to retire from the race, being 9 laps down. Anyway, Artis with a quick pit stop. There he goes out on track again. And it's going to be actually very close between him and Shadow. Shadow is just about there, pretty much even coming out of the pits. Artis, but he corner cut, so that means Shadow goes through for 5th place. Well, sure, I unfortunately can't remember how those two guys were doing before the pit stop phase, how much time Shadow... I can imagine that Shadow, by pitting a couple of laps earlier, that he surely gained a lot of time. If anyone in chat could remind me how those two guys were standing before the pit stop round, because as I see a bit of overtaking here, and that is because the missing link, the race leader, has gone into the pits. A bit of an early pit stop if you are going for a 1-stop. He has pitted after 14 laps into this race. His teammate he's just going to come out ahead of his teammate Messi, who is yet to make his pit stop. But now that leaves the two Swift Avanti guys in 1st and 2nd positions, which would be a great image for those guys. I'm pretty sure, even though it's actually effectively 2nd and 3rd once they make their respective pit stops, but still very cool. And meanwhile, we've got the Hartman Colts guys pretty much also in formation in 3rd and 4th place, but one having made his pit stop and the other hasn't made his pit stop.
But both has pitted for their
has he
first
pitted
stop.
As well?
Yeah, both Hartman Cole has pitted.
Okay, so
pitted lap 11, I believe.
Okay, so Messi, that means he made a lot of time during the undercut, but he definitely has to make him 2-stop. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Thanks, JL, for the reminder.
No problem.
You know, personally, when I watch a commentator on television, I think, like, how can he get that wrong? But, you know, it's really a... You know, now I'm doing a bit of a bottle job myself, commentating, making a lot of mistakes, but, you know, it is what it is. Meanwhile, we've got Nico and Dustin battling for 7th place in the game, and I was told in chat that Shadow previously was quite far behind Artis before the pit stop phase, so that shows you the power of the undercut, as Dustin really missing the apex through there, which allows Nico, as you can clearly see, very well through. Meanwhile, let's have a look if Shadow can come back at Artis. Shadow, of course, having pit a few laps earlier. Let's see if Shadow can do any sort of damage to Artis. Let's have a look on board with him for now. Very tricky 3rd sector here. Double apex. Both drivers seemingly negotiating that fairly well. And there's the final chicane, if you can really call it that, the final sling that is clearly flat out. For the first corner, very tricky corner to get right consistently, but both drivers really taking that corner pretty well, turn 1. And you want to keep it tight through the first couple of corners and then really floor it if you have taken the right line through the final 2 corners of this S section. Really flowing section. Now personally one of my favorite sections, I would say. Then there's yes, Shadow still holding on, still keeping up with Artis sort of, but I have a feeling that Artis at this point in the race is just a little bit faster. Artis taking a very late apex through there, contrary to Shadow, as we see an overtake, well not an overtake, as a change of position, as Zuckerblad has made his first and definitely only pit stop, having coming to the pits pretty much at the halfway point of this race. Meanwhile his teammate staying out for another lap. And Zuckerblad, he's going to rejoin miles behind the missing link. Really far behind, in fact. Of course, the missing and especially Messi both having made early pit stops. And now the missing link is pulling away from his teammate on the fresher tyres. Then, meanwhile, at the front, I'm pretty sure Remo Canuva is going to come into the pits at the end of this lap as well. Let's have a look on board of him. There, a lot of understeer, as you can see from the onboard. If you compare this onboard with someone on fresh tyres, you can clearly tell the difference. Maximizing that pit entrance. And now we're going to watch Remo Canuva and see if he can get a good stop and hopefully come out anywhere near Messi. Oh, he misses pit box! Oh, he misses pit box by a mile actually. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Oh no. Pretty sure that's him losing time to... he's definitely going to get passed by Zuckerblad now. Artis also going to move up a position. There is Remo Canuva. Oh, that has cost him leaps of time. It has cost him like 6 seconds, I would say, or 5 seconds. Definitely a lot of damage by missing a pit box, which is very unfortunate. We have seen it before, so it's not a rare mistake per se, but it's a very unfortunate one if someone makes that mistake. But I hope, of course, he's a bit fresher tyres than the cars ahead of him, so I hope he can make up some time and get back into the fight. Meanwhile, I've got Artis in 4th place, having hit a handful of laps go by now. He has, of course, made up with that fired undercut, made up a lot of time to Suka and overtaken Remu at this point. But I'm pretty sure Remu is going to catch up pretty quickly to Artis to reclaim that 4th position. Can see that Remo Canuva is closing the gap to Artis in front, the gap now being 1.5 seconds. We're going to, and probably if once Remo going wide here, that's going to lose him some time. He has to push really hard. I would say if he really pushes really hard, and I think it's possible, it's definitely within the realm of possibility, that if Remo Canuva makes no mistakes and really nails down some laps, that he can catch up to his teammate and actually still be in the fight for the podium. That would be an awesome drive if he could manage that, but that of course remains to be seen. But now he's 2 seconds back, having definitely lost at least 7/10 by that mistake in the middle sector last lap. Having to do, I think, 2 laps worth of work again. There's still 15 more laps to go. Lukov being a very short track means that there's going to be a lot of laps around this particular circuit. You can see that Remu is starting to close the gap again. Very much closer. You can now. He's probably now going to start to feel some dirty air and slipstream from Artis in front. The gap having come down to almost a second, over a second, right? Just over a second right now. See how he takes the final corner very well. Getting a little taste of slipstream from Artis ahead. Let's see how he takes turn 1. Artis, oh, that's a mistake from Artis, and Remu also nearly running wide, but that is Remu Canova up into 4th place by mistake from Artis, running wide at the first turn. Very punishing if you do that. But yeah, I think that is battle for 4th place over. Unless Artis can pit again and go really fast till the end. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to be in pretty worn tires at this point. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, he pitted around lap 12, lap 13, which means he's on 9-10 laps all tires by now. Compared to Remu Canova, who's only on 5 lap all tires, so there's a clear difference there between those two guys, and there's a very good reason as Messi has come into the pits again to do a 2-stop in this race. Very short second stint, I must say, but very curious to see how he's going to do after the pit stop phase. He's going to lose a position. There goes Remu Canova, there goes Artis. I'm pretty sure he's going to lose a spot to Shadow as well.
Shadow's
in as well. Shadow also going for a 2-stop. So Messi is going to come out in 5th place. Let's see how large that gap is to 4th place. Very interesting strategy. But yeah, Messi is going to have a good time, I guess. Now he's able to really push the car, go faster than guys ahead. He is 10 seconds behind Artis. As Shadow ROBLOX soon goes down into 8th place as he makes his 2nd pit stop as well.
Artis goes off.
Oh, Artis off. What happened to Artis?
He just went straight.
Did he get a game? Did his game freeze or something? That he.
Possibly.
Okay, that's really weird. His game must have froze, or his input didn't work for whatever reason for him to lose that much time, because that's a really odd incident right there from Artis. But he is back on track right now. He is in 5th place, but obviously lost, I think, 12 seconds from that. So now what he now has to do is do some damage limitation and try to hang on to that 5th place, because Messi is definitely a quicker car at this point with those new tires. And Messi is going to be determined to hunt down the cars in front as well. The likes of Remu Canova, Sukerblet, and perhaps even his teammate. Let's have a look. Let's keep an eye on the gap between Messi and Remu Canova. The gap is 15.5 seconds right now. 15.8 pretty much. Very interested to see how that gap is going to develop over the next couple of laps, if any of the guys ahead, as Nico and Dustin. Dustin has come into the pits, and I think so has Nico. I'm pretty sure, yes, they've both come into the pits.
Link also pitted very early for a 1-stop.
Yes, Link pitted relatively early, so he's going to have to nurse his tires in the last couple of laps. Anyway, let me think. Sukerblet pitted a few laps early. I think Remu Canova is on newest tires out of all the 1-stoppers right now. I'm pretty sure. I think Sukerblet pitted 1 lap earlier than Remu Canova, and then Missing Link pitted another 2 laps earlier or so. 1 or 2 laps. But it really looks like Link is going to attempt to do a 1-stop, because... Oh, he's coming in! Missing Link, the race leader, has come into the pits to do a 2-stop as well. What's the gap between Messi and Remu Canova? It has come down, not a second, only half a second. So Messi not catching up that rapidly perhaps, but This is going to get very interesting as we see Remo Canuva and just earlier Zuckerblatt getting past for the lead of the race. And this is really going to be a
Doesn't come out
strategy.
too far behind. Could be interesting.
Missing Link now coming out of the pits with Messi not that far behind actually. But yeah, Missing Link, this is going to be exciting last 10 laps as Missing Link has really got to push now if he wants to take that win. He has been in control for all this race, but now with 11 seconds down to the race leader, he has some work to do. Okay, let's have a look at that gap. It's currently 11.2 seconds. Let's see how much time he gains in the final sector, which is starting from here. 11.1. Okay. 11.0. So from 11.2, that gap is going down to 10.8. So 4 tenths, 3 or 4 tenths in one sector, and I think that could be well a second a lap. So this is going to be very interesting. You've also got to keep in mind that the guys in front are on all tyres, and they are going to eventually hit some sort of cliff, or they are still going to start degrading very fast at some point. So this race is far from over as the Missing Link already having made up a second after this pit stop within basically just under 1 lap. So he is definitely the fastest guy, and looking at how fast that gap is coming down every single corner, I think Missing Link has got the pace to get the win back. I think very certainly for the guys who are yet to race tomorrow, the Asian Cup guys, the European Cup guys, and especially the Division 1 guys, they are going to be looking at the race and they're going to look at the Missing Link and go like, should we do a 2-stop as well? Because this is very interesting. This is the reason why tyre wear has been increased by 25% coming into this season, because of strategies like this. This is what we want to see. We want to see a strategy war between two teams. We want to see someone having to push in order to win. I think it's
very close behind Remington.
Yes, he's catching very quickly. Can already see the first of the 2 Swift Avanti cars in front. And I'm pretty sure the Missing Link is going to overtake Remo Canuva within the next couple of laps. Meanwhile, let's have a look further down the order. There's now Nico pretty close behind his teammate Artis. Both seem to be judging by how the cars are turning on relatively fresh tyres. It's be interesting to see if those guys are going to be able to close down. If Nico will be able to challenge his teammate for 6th place. Having nothing much to lose as Dustin is 10 seconds back from Nico. Meanwhile, the Missing Link has increased that gap to just 6 seconds. And meanwhile, I think Remo Canuva is actually catching up to Zuckerblatt. Because I can remember that gap being 4 or 5 seconds a little bit earlier, so this is going to be pretty much, well I would say pretty much, but I think Mr. Link is actually going to win by quite a bit if he keeps up this pace. But yeah, for all the podium spots,
Zuckerblatt makes a mistake.
Oh, mistake from Zuckerblatt, and now he's under pressure from his teammate Remo Canuva with the Missing Link not too far behind. Remo Canuva, the Swift Avanti guys swap places for the lead, only 1/10 between the 2 teammates. With the Missing Link within 2 seconds of the race leader. This is going to get very interesting. Here's Zuckerblatt down, back up the inside of Remo Canuva. They are pretty much going even through the S section, and looks like Zuckerblatt has surged ahead for now, but I'm pretty sure this battle isn't over with the Missing Link getting closer every single corner. And it's only going to be a matter of time before the Missing Link will overtake the two Swift Avanti cars. Missing Link using all the space to his disposal without getting a slowdown. Very skilled driving from him, as he's right behind Remkanu and Sukerblet still trading places, which is a net lead right now. But there is the Missing Link. Sukerblet made a mistake. He's dropping back a little bit. Now it's between the Remkanu and the Missing Link. Missing Link having a lot more grip, gaining time through the penultimate corner. Very close behind Remkanu. Remkanu trying to break the slipstream. The Missing Link trying to gain the slipstream. And looks like Missing Link, oh look at that difference in cornering speed. Missing Link carrying a lot more speed through turn 1, and now he finds himself up in the lead. And now unfortunately, oh, mistake from Remkanu. That is the Missing Link gone into the lead as he is on his way to lap Dustin, MCA.
Dustin will also provide a link with the slipstream before pulling away.
Yes, that's true. He's going to give the Missing Link a little tow. Awesome dirty air in certain sections. He's going wide, so that is the Missing Link going through, and now he's going to be right in front of the Swift cars. Still the two Swift cars battling it out for second place. Oh, mistake from Sukerblet. That is Remkanu back through for second place. They both seem to be making mistakes here and there, allowing each other to come through for second place. They've got about... Well, I've also got to keep in mind Messi, actually, who is also doing a two-stop on newer tyres. So Messi very much perhaps may be able to catch up to those two guys if they keep getting in each other's ways and keep making mistakes, because now I'm pretty sure the tyres are really starting to go up. Look at the unsteer Sukerblet has to deal with, and Remkanu seems to have gone away. Meanwhile, we've got I think Art is catching up to Shadow. Not sure if Shadow has made 2 stops or just 1 stop. Let's have a look at his onboard to figure out how his tyres are. His tyres look okay, bit understeery. Let's compare that to... Oh, Art's went wide, that's not good. I think Art's tyres are a bit fresher, but he's not doing himself any favours by running wide out of turn 1. But yeah, Artis very maybe could catch up to Shadow towards the end of the race. And also, we have to look aboard with the second Hartman Colt Racing car of Messi CR10, who is closing the gap to third place and is looking to make a double podium, or even maybe a 1-2 for the Hartman Colt Racing team.
Remkanu goes wide. That's
Oh.
the long straight. Puts him and his teammate right next to each other.
Oh. They're battling again for second place. Again, one of them making a mistake and the other trying to profit from that.
But this might make Messi get within striking distance.
Yes,
within
perhaps.
a few laps.
Because it's only 2.5 seconds right now, isn't it? There's 3 laps to go into this race. This is going to go down to the wire. Meanwhile, having a look further back, there's Artis still trying to close down to Shadow. The gap still being about 4 seconds, but Artis definitely closing down. But he's going to need a mega last couple of laps if he wants to take 5th place from Shadow. Meanwhile, there's Sukerblet and Remkanu who have to put everything together. Now they have to put aside their rivalry, they have to stop making mistakes, and they have to make sure to keep that pink car behind if they want to keep their double podium, which is going to be very hard to do considering Messi is on newer tyres, doing a 2-stop. And this is going to get pretty tasty indeed as the laps are Counting down with the missing link almost at the final corner if we're looking at the minimap, with Messi now right behind Sukerblet. Sukerblet, did he just make a mistake there? Not so sure, but Messi is right behind us. Surely he's going to get past now. Messi has gone past right now, and now he finds himself in a podium position, splitting the two Swift Avanti cars, but Sukerblet's not done yet. He tries to get a position back, but he's going to have a really hard time doing so, as he is on much older tyres. You can see the difference between Messi and Sukerblet. Sukerblet having a lot of understeer, and there's also Dustin ahead for a good measure, giving all the cars some sweet dirty air and or slipstream. Dustin getting out of the way, but now Messi is right behind Remo Canuva with 1.5 laps to go. It's going to require a mega drive from Remo Canuva. Maybe for Messi. Both guys have to do their absolute best in order to get that second place. Messi having the advantage of new tyres, but Remo Canuva crucially still having that track position. So he could maybe stay ahead by keeping Messi behind, and in his dirty air, that is the chance for Remo, as he's going wide a little bit, missing the apex. It's a pretty poor run. Oh, Messi having to deal with some understeer as well. This is very close stuff between the two drivers. Now Messi is really far behind. That's a corner cut from Messi. And Sukerblet running wide right there, but it's not over yet as we are on the final lap right now. 7/10 between Messi and Remo Canuva. Messi taking a much better run, slightly cutting a corner, but not losing too much time. Sukerblet's also right there to capitalize on any mistake that Remo Canuva or Messi may make. This is going to go down to the wire. Messi CR has the advantage. He's right behind Remo Canuva yet again, going past the hairpin on the back straight. Having a little bit of slipstream, but he's going to need to have a mega sequence of corners if he wants to get past Remo Canuva. He has half a lap to do so. Remo Canuva running wide. That's a poor run from Remo Canuva, and now Messi is all over the back of him. Remo Canuva still barely holding on. Messi using all the space he can, and now he has surged ahead of Remo Canuva. Can he bring home a 1-2 for his team? Not so sure, as Missing Link is about to cross the line to take home the first American Cup pre-win, and looks like
might have a slipstream here.
Oh, of course, this is going to be very close. They're going to be free-win. Messi made a mistake, and that is Remo Canuva, who's going to just hang on to second place as they cross the line. What a finish! As Messi comes home in third place, must be gutted that he made that mistake at the final corner, and that's Sukerblet just right there in fourth place. And now we're watching Shadow with Artist just really short behind, only 1 second, but I think Shadow is just about going to hang on for fifth place, with Artist just a little bit behind. Yes, Shadow, ooh, Shadow's going a bit wide there, needs to not cut. Artist actually running wide again. Artist actually going to get past Shadow on the final lap. They're side by side right now. Artist just ahead right now, and that's pretty sure. Shadow corner cuts the final corner, and that's Artist taking home fifth place. What a final lap of this race! And there is Nico, the last car yet to finish. Dustin has crossed the line as a lapped car, so he is finished. And Nico is now, with a few corners to go, the last guy to finish. But what a race! Very close stuff for the second place in this race. Missing Link taking comfortable win. Of course, credit to him for winning this race. An awesome job by him, but what a fight for second place. Awesome stuff. This may
Not to discredit third place as well. Any one of those mistakes, they would have lost a lot of positions. With Sukerblet right behind them. You see, only 2 seconds.
Love pressure. Pretty sure love pressure from everyone. But what a race. This may be one of the best FRL races I've ever seen. Very close stuff. And everything with the different strategies, everything coming together on the final lap. You'll love to see it. And yes, a very epic race indeed. And yeah, I think that will be it for the stream. Very glad that I in the end decided to stream this, because it was certainly worth it. Watching the two different strategies unfold. I'm pretty sure the Division 1 guys are going to be scratching their heads thinking what actually the best strategy may be. A 1-stop or a 2-stop. It's It's going to be very exciting tomorrow in Division 1, and of course it's also going to be interesting in the other Division 3 championships as well, even though I'm not sure if they're going to be streamed or not. But one race that is for certain going to be streamed is that Division 1 race tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. British Summer Time. Make sure to be there tomorrow afternoon for the first round of the Division 1, guys, for the official Formula Roblox League Championship. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching this stream. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow for the Division 1 race. Have a nice evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world.